recorded, so I will be able to. We can start, and make sure you don't touch the computer because you can hear it echoing through the microphone.
All right, let me reduce down my little
talking. Tell me when you're ready. Because now it doesn't matter. Because, in fact, you know what? Shoot, I'm an idiot. The next time we do this, remind me, we need to record from the beginning, because just like a song, if you have a great answer, I can edit it into the system. That was stupid. I should have done that from the very beginning. Okay, so, Trish, why are you running for the Leander School Board?
Yes, well, my family and I have lived in the Leander School District since my son was 1 year old, and he's 14 years old today. My oldest, she graduated during the COVID year. So I can tell you that my family has experienced how much and what a profound impact public education can have. It's been phenomenal. The importance of public education is critical. And I was able to connect to my passion of public policy and public service when I was in college. But with my work on the board, and what I've seen is that kids don't have to wait to college to connect to their passions. Leander ISD, we are intent on getting them connected to their passions now.
Very nice. Do you feel that you are uniquely qualified to be on the Leander School Board?
Well, I've definitely got some experience. I was first elected to our school board in 2015, and I've been president of our school board since 2019.
When it comes to property taxation, can you talk a little bit about, as a general discussion, how do our property taxes relate to the education received by our kids?
Absolutely. Since I've been on the board, we have done a lot of work managing our budget to get the best result for taxpayer dollars. I've been involved in legislative advocacy for over 15 years. So I know property taxpayers right now are shouldering the brunt of funding public education. When you say, what does funding education look like? That can be everything from paying our teachers well, paying our teachers a living wage, paying for programs, our staff ratios. In fact, in Leander ISD, over 85% of our budget right now goes to our staff. That's teachers, that's IAs, that's your counselors, that's your child nutrition staff, that's your transportation, your custodial, your maintenance crew. And the state is providing less and less, as we've seen in the last few budget updates. In fact, this year, Leander ISD is projected to send over $30 million back to the state to recapture.
Why? What's a recapture?
So recapture has also been referred to as Robin Hood. It's the mechanism the state put in place to help address, in a way, taxpayers not shouldering all the burden for public education. But when you really dig into it, your community tax dollars now are going to leave Leander School District, over $30 million. We could address this simply by, one, just advocating for a raise in our basic allotment. It's one funding instrument that the state can do. And when they raise it, it'll raise us out of recapture some. So not all your money then, not all 30 million would end up going back to the state. We could retain some of that.
You said Robin Hood, and of course, everyone that has read the story imagines that you are robbing from the rich to assist the poor. Does that infer that the money that Leander ISD sends to the state of Texas in recapture is distributed to less financially capable school districts around the state?
Well, in theory, but in funding and in actual statute, the layers are far more complicated. In fact, our district doesn't get the same amount of income as other districts because we don't have a lot of industry. A lot of what you see in Leander ISD are rooftops, and that's what funds our growth. Where some districts have oil and gas and industry, and so their tax base is going to look different. So to answer your question briefly, in theory, yes, but in reality, it doesn't work quite that simple.
Interesting. During your tenure on the school board, which you said started in 2015, according to my notes, you have been the president of the school board since 2019. How does one become the president of the school board? Does the electorate decides that? How does that work?
No, the electorate decides who gets on the trustee. And I'm very honored to say, then you decide your officers based on those who are elected. So my colleagues, trustees, we all get together and we talk about who are going to be our officers on our school board. And they have elected me as president since 2019.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That's actually how many officers and how many actual trustees are on the school board? 7 here in Leander? 7 or 8?
Yes, we have 7 trustees. And then we have 3 school board officers. We have the president, our vice president, and our secretary. And we have been busy. Definitely, I can tell you what it looked like being a board officer before COVID timeframe. It's completely different than what it looks like now. There's a whole lot of extra work. And yes, we are volunteers. We do this for love of community.
And I know we're not going to talk about this here, but I do believe you are planning as a part of your presentation to the voting public, some explanation on, colloquially speaking, a day in the life of a school board trustee.
That's absolutely correct. Yes, I can tell you that a day in the life probably can give you a small snippet. Just like school funding, there's layers and there's a lot more to it. But I know that I am continually focused on student learning, maximizing our staff and teacher support. We've got to focus on school finance, and I want to engage with my community.
And I apologize. I want to be cognizant of our time constraints. So let me ask you in closing, why would a group want to endorse you? What would you say to that group is the reason to endorse your candidacy for my children's school board? Well,
because I've stayed engaged. I show up and I'm working hard for our students of all of our community. There's been a lot of late nights, and I am there, and I will continue to be there for our kids. We have a lot that we have done for public education, for learning, for our staff, for managing our budget, but we are not done. And if you elect me, I will promise to take that experience and continue forward. I look forward to seeing how we can keep moving forward. How can we best balance our budget so that we can provide the programs that pay for our staff that our students need, that will have a profound impact on accelerating their learning and connecting them to their passion.
Wonderful. Trish, thank you for your time and for taking a second to let us record this video.
Thank you.